Nikki says, hi, Crystal. Question, do you have any videos on making veggie broth from veggie scraps? I didn't see any when I checked. Oops. When I checked and have scraps, but I'm not sure how long you cook it and if I need to add salt. So, the process for making veggie broth is going to be totally different than my other video I have up here on how to make meat stock or chicken stock. Because when you're doing something with meat, it has to cook for chicken at least 12 hours and for beef at least 24. So the way I use my veggie scraps is I put them in a freezer bag, throw them into the freezer, and then once I accumulate enough to make a broth, I add them to my chicken stock and my beef stock and go through the same process. So that would be a 12-hour cook on low process. And then I just strain it all out, and then you have a chicken veggie broth or a beef veggie broth. I've never just made a vegetable broth, but it would be around the same thing. You would just be slow cooking it for, I don't know how many hours. You're not after the nutrients of a meat or a chicken, but you sure could, let's just say 6 hours on low in a crock pot with some water. And then you're going to want to add salt because broth is always better with salt. So that's my advice for you, Nikki. I'm so happy you guys were in here commenting before I even got here. I am so sorry I am late. With the time change, basically our clock on my stove is like 3 or 4 minutes behind the actual time. And so I had no idea I was late until I went to come on. I was like, oh no, I'm already late. Okay, so hello, Sharon. We are doing well. It is very sunny here. We are getting ready, anchoring the farm down for the apparent land cyclones that are now a thing, which I've never heard of one of those in my life. I thought cyclones were like not on land, but anyway, apparently they are. And apparently we're supposed to have one. And our location is supposed to be in the eye of the storm, so that should be really interesting. If the storm heads a little further to the east, then we're going to get a ton of snow. Just really high winds though. So we've been doing a lot of repairs on our greenhouse, getting ready for 85 to 100 mile per hour winds. It's supposed to be here Friday night. So keep everyone in everyone's thoughts and prayers over this next Friday. This Friday and Saturday, because we're supposed to have a lot of wind. No problem, Nikki. Okay, so let's get on to dinner because that's what everyone is here for. This is a very, very fast meal. Behind me, I have Bree making tortillas. She's making sourdough tortillas. If you don't know how to make your own tortillas, it's actually a lot easier than what you would think. I have a cookbook. The link is down below. If you haven't bought it yet, it's only $18.99. These are sourdough tortillas from my cookbook. So she's making these. You wouldn't have to use sourdough. Also in my cookbook are grain-free keto tortillas that are really flexible. You can wrap them. You can make any sort of quesadillas or whatever you want to make. They are awesome. They act just like regular store-bought ones, but they are grain-free and keto. They are not GAPS, however, so if you're on the GAPS diet, you cannot have these, but for any other food restrictions, they work well. I think I also have a soaked recipe for tortillas as well, which means it's the same benefits as sourdough, but it's just a soaked. No special equipment needed, no special sourdough starter. If you need sourdough starter, the link's down below. But we're going to get started on this because it's going to be super, super easy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get out my cookbook that I haven't gotten out yet and round up some ingredients for the barbecue sauce. I have 2 versions of barbecue sauce in my cookbook. This is the old version of the cookbook. There's a new version of the cookbook now. And it has the same recipes in it. I just can't talk myself out of my old cookbook. Even though some of the pages are sticking together with other pages, it's kind of a mess. So there's a savory barbecue sauce recipe and there is a sugar-free. We're going to make the sugar-free barbecue sauce recipe. And the old cookbook is on page 34. I am unsure what it is in the new cookbook without going and getting a new cookbook and looking it up for you. But there is an index in the back. You can look up sugar-free barbecue sauce. This stuff cans amazing. Just in case you're into water bath canning, it's a really easy process. Anybody can do it with a large pot, and you have canned, ready to go, sugar-free barbecue sauce on your shelf. So we're going to make this, and then I also have canned chicken we're going to be using because it makes it super fast. But if you wanted to, you could cook chicken in a crock pot while you're at work, and it would come up with the same thing. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. I've got a medium saucepan over here. The first ingredient on the list is tomato sauce. So I'm actually going to be using tomato powder. I have talked about this before. If you haven't tried it, you need to. This is a huge money saver for my family. I used to grow all of our own tomatoes to make tomato sauce products like tomato sauce, tomato paste, all the ketchup. And I have since switched, because that's a lot of work for my large of a family, to buying tomato powder from Azure Standard. And I do have a video up here on the channel. It saves you half off of non-organic tomato product prices. Totally worth it. All we're going to do is mix it with water and add the rest of the ingredients. So we need 15 ounces of tomato sauce. So that's just shy of 2 cups. So I'm going to go ahead and make 2 cups of tomato sauce using the tomato powder. Show you guys how easy it is here. Let me get a measuring cup. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, since I want 2 cups of sauce, I'm going to measure 1.5 cups, and the last half a cup is going to be the tomato powder, okay? So I'm going to grab 1.5 cups of filtered water, and we'll get this mixing. I actually went to 1.75 cups because for our family, for our preference, the ratio of, the 1.5 cups to 1/2 cup of tomato powder is just too thick. To us, it's more like almost like a paste, and we're after a sauce. So we're going to go 1/4 cup of the tomato powder. I'm just going to try and get the clumps on out, and I would not recommend vacuum sealing the tomato powder. It does turn into a brick, but I do transfer it into Ziploc bags when it gets here. So I'm just going to add the tomato powder until we get to the 2 cup mark. There it is. And we're going to give it a good stir. I'm just going to use a fork to stir it. It should be noted that this powder, it takes a few minutes for it to start soaking up the water and thickening the water. And so don't judge it right off the bat. And don't add more, because I've done that and then it all of a sudden thickens and it's way too thick, and then I end up with a gigantic batch of tomato something. One benefit to using the powder is that, I don't know about you guys, whenever I use tomato paste, I'm only using like half of that little container, and then it rots in the back of my refrigerator. So this is a benefit with the powder, is there's a lot less waste. So I'm just pulling it on up. There's a few chunks there, so we're going to keep on mixing. See if we can't get them taken care of. Are you smoking us out? Yeah. That's all right. All right, let's see what it looks like now. There we go. So now it's nice and clear. Oh, there's a couple of chunks, but anyway, mostly gone there. We'll whisk the other ones out when we add it into our pan here. So we're going to add 2 cups of tomato sauce. Next ingredient is apple cider vinegar. I'm going to go grab some of it from our pantry here. Oh yeah? Okay, but Mommy really needs you to do that because what are you talking about? The ones inside?
Those ones that didn't have wheels on them.
Oh. Did you check the greenhouse? We're currently looking for old glass containers for their mud kitchen outside. The weather is gorgeous here. You wouldn't know we're having a land cyclone hitting. So we need 3 tablespoons of honey. You could also use maple syrup. I'm just going to eyeball this till it gets right below 1/4 cup on the measuring cup, and then I'm going to stop. Okay. That's the honey. Ooh, sorry.
That's okay.
Apple cider vinegar is 1/3 cup. What are you doing, Riley? Riley, leave it. Oh, shoot. I forgot to grab my molasses, so we'll do molasses first. Sorry, you guys, I'm jumping all over the place. Molasses. This is the unsulfured kind. Blackstrap molasses from Azure. This is another 3 tablespoons. I'm going to eyeball it. If you want exact results, obviously you'd want to use a tablespoon measurement. Just shy of a half a cup. There we go. Total, half a cup total. So 3 tablespoons of honey, 3 tablespoons of molasses. I'm going to go ahead and move that into this pan, and I'm going to start this pan over medium-high heat. Making your own broth, Nikki, I don't know if you're still watching or not, but it's a huge money saver. Especially like in the winter, if you're eating a lot of soups, or if you're eating a lot of soups to stretch your budget, it makes a really big difference. Okay, so there's that. We're going to go ahead and do the apple cider vinegar, which is 1/3 of a cup. This is raw apple cider vinegar from Azure Standard, and I just transfer it into a glass jar while it sits and waits for us to use it. All right, I gotta go round up the next ingredients. We got Worcestershire sauce. Okay, Worcestershire sauce is 2 tablespoons. Once again, I'm gonna go ahead and eyeball this. There's been people who have made comments in the past about this sugar-free barbecue sauce that it still has sugar in it. Yes, it does, because it has honey and molasses. But I'm talking about refined sugar or white sugar or even cane sugar. It doesn't have any of those in it. We're going to go ahead and go to the next ingredient, which is Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard is only a teaspoon. I'm just going to eyeball this as well. My sauces never come out the same unless I actually measure everything, obviously. A little different every time. Okay, so now we're just down to seasonings. Okay, so the next ingredient is garlic granules or garlic powder, whichever one you would like. I use granules here because it's really humid here in the summer and nothing else will make it through the entire summer. So this is 1 teaspoon of garlic granules or powder. The next ingredient is onion powder, but I currently do not have any. I have like onion flakes. We need 1/2 teaspoon. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I still had onion powder on my hand. Or garlic powder, I mean. There we go. And it goes. If you want this spicy, you could add cayenne to this. I'm gonna hold off on that because even baby girl's gonna be eating this tonight, so I don't want her mouth to be burned. We need to get some paprika in here. If you want this more of a smoky flavor, you pick smoked paprika. I'm going to go with regular paprika for tonight. 1 teaspoon. And this is going to come up to a simmer. There it is. We just need some salt. We need 1/2 teaspoon of healthy salt. So as far as healthy salt goes, we call it healthy salt because it's colored salt. So you want pink Himalayan salt, Celtic sea salt. I'm going to wash my hands. Anything that's not white table salt. And the reason why is because that white table salt is salt that has had all of the minerals stripped from it. Okay? And that's why people have a problem. That's why their body has a problem with salt. It's not salt in general. It's salt minus all the minerals that God put in there to make your body be able to utilize the salt. So we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And it goes. This is just not coming up to a simmer. We're over high heat right now. If you've never ordered from Azure Standard before, my link should be down in the description box below. And you can get things ordered to your door, or you can go to a drop somewhere in the United States. So they have drops everywhere. We have 2 locally here. I'm going to go ahead and just add just a smidge, probably like about another tablespoon of the powder, just to thicken this up just a little bit, kind of speed the process along. And then we're going to let it do its thing here. So this is going to simmer and it's going to reduce. So we're going to let it go. Grandma's almost done doing, how many do you have done? Oh, I have a whole plate. Awesome. Okay. So this is going to be simmering. I'm going to move this to the back, actually. I'm going to move your pan, okay, Bree?
Okay.
Okay. Riley, no. I have to go grab a rag off the floor. The dog is after my laundry. Okay. You don't need to use yours. Okay? Even dogs know that the nice saturated fats are healthy for them. Okay, so since I'm using canned chicken, it has liquid in it because it's home canned chicken. I think the store-bought stuff has that too. It's been years since I bought canned chicken. So anyway, I'm pretty sure when I used to buy it, it had liquid in it as well. So we are going to kind of drain that on out. But don't worry, if you keep this liquid from your home canned chicken and you put it right into the freezer in a freezer bag, you can use that liquid when you go to make like cream of chicken. It makes it really, really good. Look at her go. There she goes. So we used to use a gallon size freezer bag that was cut lengthwise to make tortillas. And that works great, but we found that when you use the If You Care brand parchment paper, you can flip it right into the pan and then slowly peel it off without having to work. Oopsie, I'm tearing it, aren't I? I should just let you do this. Hang on. There we go. Without having to worry about melting the plastic. You want me to flip it? You got it. Okay. And when you go to cook tortillas, it's super, super fast. All we're looking for is the actual flour on the tortilla to start to turn white instead of a dark brown. It's ready to flip. So this will be ready in just a few minutes here. All right, so I'm just going to drain the liquid out of this canned chicken. I should just pour it right into the bag. Hang on a second. Since I know, I don't have any of that size bag. Boo! Let me see. Oh, I do. I have one left. Okay, freezer bag. Okay. And obviously this broth stuff is not hot, so you can just go right into the bag. And what I do is I just throw it to the freezer as is, and then the next time I go to use canned chicken, I'll do the same thing and just add to the same bag. Oh, it smells so good. And like I said, cream of chicken, it's amazing. And that recipe's in my cookbook as well. It's down in the description box down there. All right, so this, I'm going to label it and it will go into the freezer. Last time I didn't label something and it didn't end up so well for me. So just a little update over here. We are at a full boil, so I'm going to turn this down a little bit. It's already thickening back there. And Brie is on it. Look at that. So with homemade tortillas, when you go to make something that you want to bend them, you need to make sure you warm them up, because otherwise you will get cracks. Okay, so that is simmering. We're almost ready with that. I also have taken a block of cheese and shredded around 4 cups. This is cheddar cheese. You could use sharp cheddar cheese if you wanted. You could use jalapeno jack, would be really, really yummy. Azure Standard sells a block of that. That's really, really good. You could use mozzarella if you want, but we're going to use just regular medium cheddar tonight. Okay. Do you want me to get you a second pan, Brie?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Hey, Rhonda, you made it to a live cooking class. I'm so glad you're here. It's been a while. All right, this is a super easy recipe too. You came for a good one. I'm gonna get Brie a second pan over here so that she can keep on going, because I'm just about to occupy this one here. Where's the other one? Over there. We have been making a lot of sourdough stuff to fill our freezer. Just because it's quick meals, spring is here, it is crazy here with garden, etc. And so if we can make it so we have extra tortillas inside the freezer, also extra sourdough English muffins. Those can double as, you know, like a bun for a sandwich, breakfast, peanut butter and jelly, whatever. And so we're trying to fill our a portion of our freezer with sourdough things that make our meals a lot faster. Okay, so you're going. Let me check the sauce back here. So this is nice and thick already. I'm going to show you guys. So this is my homemade sauce. It's nice and thick. Okay. If you wanted to make it thicker to like barbecue with it, as far as meat, you could just keep on simmering it and it'll just continue to thicken. But this is the same consistency as store-bought, and as it cools, it gets even thicker. So we're going to stop with that. And we're going to get rolling on these delicious quesadillas. Super easy, but this is a great way with the healthy cheese and the homemade barbecue sauce that doesn't have any sugar in it. This is a great way to provide a yummy meal for your family that doesn't have a whole bunch of preservatives or sugar. Okay, so let's get rolling on the tortillas here. I gotta make some room. Hang on, you guys. Most of y'all know what's gonna come next anyway. If you guys have a topic you want to talk about, put it down in the comments and we can talk while I'm making dinner. I am also getting ready to start my batch of El Luterai yogurt. This will be my third successful batch, which I'm super excited about. We are using our goat milk, which makes me even more happy. And we are not ultra pasteurizing it like they tell you to. I am, however, pasteurizing it, but I'm getting really good results not having to ultra pasteurize it, which I appreciate. Okay, so here's our homemade tortillas that Bree's making. So we're going to do that, and we're going to go ahead and just take a fork. And I planned about using about a half a cup of meat per tortilla. Obviously that's an estimate because I'm not going to measure it out, but these are homemade tortillas, so they're a little, it's like between a 6-inch and a 10-inch, somewhere in the middle there. I'm just going to fill the half side with it there. And then I'm just going to run some sauce down the chicken. You could also cook chicken with barbecue sauce in it in a crock pot and then just throw this together. The only thing I would caution you with that would be to make sure that your sauce you start with is really, really thick, because as your chicken cooks, it's going to release juices. It's going to water down your sauce. This is going to be so good. I'm starting to drool. Okay, so this is over medium heat. Got a little pan over here. I'm just going to fold this in half. There it is. Beauty, beauty, beauty. And I'm going to put some lard inside this pan. Oh, you already have one going? Great. The reason why I put lard in here is because you can get these nice and crispy. And everybody loves a crispy, crunchy quesadilla. I also like to salt them, just like sprinkle some healthy salt on them when I flip them over, because they will have oil on them when you flip them, and so the salt will stick. There's some delicious tips right there. I'm going to start on the next one while that one cooks. I'm going to add it to the same pan. So like I said, about a half of a cup per tortilla of meat. Yeah, honey. Okay. You want to take over for me? Yeah. Or Bree can? Bree, you want to take over? I have to go change a diaper.
Sure.
Sure. Okay. All right, fold it in half. It's going to go on this side. And Bree's gonna keep on going on these. Bree, you can make like one more if you want in here. While I'm gone, I'll go change a diaper. And then we can flip it. So I was just kind of estimating like a half a cup of meat on one side. Just kind of eyeball it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah.
I'm gonna wash my hands. I'll be right back, Bree. Oh. Oh, that one cracked, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. They still taste good. Thank you, Bree.
Yep.
She had to cover for me there. I had a dirty diaper to go change. That says I have a comment. Let's see if it's right or not. Just Rhonda saying hello. I'm glad you're with us, Rhonda. Okay. So, we've got some more chicken here. Trying to do it so you guys can see both things happening at once. Ah, my mouth is watering. I probably should have warmed these up, just like I told them before I started using them. They were kind of warm though, so I was thinking that they'd be okay. All right, so.
Well, that one in particular, but some of the top ones were
Yeah.
over.
Oh, they were overcooked. Okay. From you, right? Not from me. Okay, so I have my healthy salt right here, and we're gonna get ready to salt these beautiful things. I'm gonna scoop it on up, flip it on over, and you guys can see the oil on there. There it is. That's dinner. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. It's yummy. It's all melted together. Delicious. That's gonna be kid approved. Throw it on the table. And get the next one out. I'm gonna salt that one as well. Salt is so crucial for your body. There's so many minerals in it. We are being raised in a society that's afraid of it, but you should be afraid of the white salt. Get rid of that white salt. If you've got white salt in your kitchen or on your table still, you need to get rid of it and switch over to the healthier stuff that God intended for your body. So that's the second one there. It kind of cracked on the back, but it's still delicious. It's a quick meal. All right, I'm gonna add this other one to the pan here. I gotta keep track of how many I've made. Is this one ready to flip? Almost.
Almost.
So I just kind of grab things and I test the tortilla to see if it's ready to flip because it'll slide around. And that typically means that it's done being sticky on the other side. Yep, it's ready to go. Okay, I'm gonna get some more chicken on this next one. And I think that Naomi's gonna skip on the tortillas. And the reason why is because if you can remain mainly grain-free until your babies are 2, their systems will be a lot happier. So I've done that with the last 3 babies, possibly 4 actually, and it's turned out a lot better for our family as far as gut health goes. They just don't make a right enzyme to break down grains, and so even if they're properly prepared, it's still hard on their system. So things like those like little rice snacks or Cheerios, those are all grains. And with an overload of grains, you can see how that would cause, and it's hard on the system, cause, you know, things like food allergies. All right, just loading this one up. This way. There, there's 2 of them cooking, and I'm gonna add just a small amount of lard to the pan. If you don't have lard, you can cook these with some butter. That's amazing, by the way. My second favorite way to do this. If you don't have any butter or you're dairy free, you could also, well, dairy free is cheese is gonna be an issue, but you could do coconut oil. If you have coconut oil, that's awesome. Duck fat, goose fat, those are all semi-solids at room temperature. That's what we're looking for a healthy fat, because those fats are stable, and when you go to cook with them, they don't have damage. Because what ends up happening with things like olive oil is when you heat them, the little particles that make olive oil knock together, and because they're fragile oil, you actually end up having molecular damage there. And so when you consume things that you cooked in olive oil, the olive oil is kind of rancid. It's a problem for your body. It's going to cause inflammation. So we try to cook with only semi-solid fats. You could also use tallow. I didn't list off tallow. Tallow is another good one. Ah, it's nice and golden brown. I'm just going to salt that side right there, because I'm remembering to do it. So if you buy an oil into the store and it is a liquid, that can be used like olive oil. It can be used in salad dressings. It doesn't mean it's unhealthy. It just means that for cooking, it's not good for you. But things like canola oil are not good for you. If you research into canola oil, other countries actually use that as like a pesticide on their plants when they grow them. So definitely not something you want to be consuming on a regular basis. Okay, this is cooking along. I'm gonna flip your tortilla, okay, Bree? I think it needs to be flipped now. Let's find out. Ready? Yep. There we go. So when you first put your tortillas inside your pan, they will actually be kind of sticky because it's a dough. And so that's how you tell when it's time to flip. All right, I'm just going to keep on loading here while these are cooking, and we're going to get them out in just a minute. So just out of curiosity, how many of you are watching that are going to be impacted by the bomb cyclone coming this weekend? Whether it be severe weather, snow, rain, wind. I think it's a pretty big section of our country. Which is crazy to me. We are going to wait until the very, I say last minute, but till Friday morning to decide what we're doing with our animals. Because if we are going to end up getting several feet of snow, then that will change how we're going to prepare. But one thing is for certain, we're supposed to get lots of wind, so. I have been adding new strapping to the sides of the greenhouse so that doesn't have a problem. We need to also add additional strapping to the roof. This has already been salted, so this one's ready to go. Okay, and grab one more plate. So we have some additional strapping that we're going to have to do on Thursday, right before the storm, because tomorrow is Azure holiday for our family. And it's a busy day. We have a chiropractor appointment, etc. And so we don't have any time to work on it tomorrow. So Thursday is going to be go day on the roof of the greenhouse, to try and get it ready for possibly 100-mile-per-hour winds. A little bit more lard. So things are a little crazy. It's been a little bit stressful of a week. This is also the week for me where I need to be starting seedlings. I need to take you guys out to go see the table. The seeding table is working out just like I had imagined. I'm in love with it. It just works so well. And I'm so happy to not have my entire house full of seeding trays this spring, because last spring they were everywhere. And every window had a like a little table or a set of sawhorses in front of it with some seeds growing. So I'm happy to not have that in my house this year, especially with the baby, because I can see her reaching up and grabbing onto some of them and pulling them over, trying to help me. Okay, Bree, let me see if I can help you over here. There you are. Thank you. All right. I just have like probably one more for our family, and the rest of these are all going to be extra for the freezer. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. 2 more, and then we're done. Like I said, if you guys have stuff to talk about, type it down below. I'd love to chat. Chat while I'm cooking here and salting. I don't think this other one's quite ready, but we can look. Let's find out now. Oh, it is. It's nice and golden brown. There we go. And we have so much milk coming into the house from our dairy goats that we might just have milk with dinner. We'll see. I need to start making some hard cheeses with the goat milk. But my hubby has not gotten down to the bottom of his honey to-do list yet to get to my my cheese press. So I'm going to have to start asking him again, unless he's watching. And if you're watching, I need my cheese press now, honey. We're bringing in over 1 gallon a day of milk. The girls and I have been talking about possibly making goat milk soap as well. I know I threw that out last year. We never got around to it. Things were just nuts. But maybe we'll do that this year. We will see. I just love this this barbecue sauce. It is one of my favorites. The savory one is good too. It's just this one is more of like you would buy in the store. Oh, that one's split too. See, I should have warmed them on up. All right, let's get some more plate. There it is. Can you guys see that? Yummy. That's delicious. And so easy. There. Actually, we only need 1 more. I miscounted. Because baby girl will just have some shredded up chicken and barbecue sauce and some cheese. Okay, this one's done. It's split as well, but it's nicely melted there. Delicious. Okay. Have 1 more. And it's in there cooking. Yeah. What do you think? Does it look good? Yeah. Of course it looks good. All right. This is the last one. Yep. All right. So good. You gotta try it, Rhonda. All right. I as well love your channel. Thank you, Rhonda. Sharon says made your Taco Bell chicken and cheese quesadillas and my family love them. I love that recipe. I love that recipe. I wasn't quite sure how my family was going to handle the pickled jalapenos, but let me tell you, that puts it over the top. It was so good. Okay, so this is the last one. I'm going to turn off my burner because cast iron stays hot longer. So I'll turn it off and then we'll transfer it. And then dinner's done. Nice. That one looks beautiful, Brie. Good job. Brie is my official tortilla maker because she does amazing with these tortillas. All right, the last one's on the plate. Check it out, it's done. Dinner is done. If the kids want to come up for seconds, I'll have to make some more. But there is a 1/4 cup of chicken in each one of those, so we'll see. Or half a cup of chicken. Sorry, half a cup. But anyway, other than that, we're hoping that we make it through the storm okay. And I'm actually okay with us being in the eye of the storm because it's a lot calmer there. But anyway, it should be an interesting weekend, to say the least. And we've got all sorts of cute baby goats and such. I really need to take the camera and just go outside. Part of the reason why I haven't gotten any videos out other than my lives is because I need to switch phones. My husband got me a new phone because this one's been having issues, and I've been delaying. I've had this new phone for probably 2 to 3 weeks now, and I hate getting new phones because it's something new to learn. And so I just need to bite the bullet and get it done this week so that I can have good editing software so I can start making videos for you guys again. Because right now what I'm doing only works if I'm not going to take sections of video and smush it together for you. So it needs to happen. We need to get it done, and we need to move on and learn how to use our new phone. So if I'm rewatching this, Crystal, get on switching your phone because it needs to be done. Other than that, thanks for joining me, you guys. My cookbook is down in the description box. If you guys haven't bought it already, it's down there. It's only $18.99. All you do is click, you pay with your form of payment, and I just ship it to you. So it's almost as convenient as Amazon. And I just send it right to you. Same thing for sourdough, starter, kefir greens, instant meal plans. They're all down below. Really affordable prices, so check it all out. Also, if you're ordering anything from Perfect Supplements, Mountain Rose Herbs, any of those places, check out all my links down below because I do have a 10% off code for every single one of your orders. And that's one way you can support this channel without buying anything else, and it doesn't cost you a penny. All of the proceeds I get from my affiliate links down in the description box down below all go to paying for Wi-Fi, which I only use when I'm here live with you. I only had that brought into the house for my live cooking classes so that the picture is clearer and we didn't have any issues. So it all just goes to paying for the Wi-Fi. So if you want to help with that, that's how you can do so. Those links are down below. And you get 10% off, which is awesome. You can stack it on other codes or sales that they have. So check those all out. Other than that, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care.